What it is, YouTube? It's your buddy Dynamite here, aka MrBoxer.com, aka Mr. Holla at your motherfucking boy. So I'm in the building, man. I'm talking about a fight going down tonight. I realize I am late as hell about this, but Andre Berto versus Shawn Porter is going down tonight, and it is for the number one contendership for Keith Thurman's WBC welterweight championship of the world. So, in layman's terms, what that means is the winner of this fight will go on to face Keith Thurman for his championship, okay? So that's actually really good news for boxing fans when you really think about it, because either we get to see Andre Berto versus Keith Thurman, or we get to see Shawn Porter versus Keith Thurman 2, okay? Which was a good fight, the first one. So we get to see another one. That's good. All right, it's good for boxing no matter what the fuck happens. All right, so this is really exciting. This is really exciting, you know what I mean? But aside from that shit, let's go ahead and talk about the fight itself, because the fight itself stands to be a pretty entertaining fight in itself, okay? These are two guys that are former world champions, okay? Let me just talk about both fighters real briefly, okay? Because for some reason, I feel like Andre Berto's not getting enough respect. So let me talk about Andre Berto. Let me talk about my man Berto, okay? Andre Berto's a two-time world champion. He's been in tough fights, okay? Does he have some losses on his record? Yes. But he's been in tough fights with tough fighters. And every fight that Andre Berto is in, he's always legitimately in it, okay? Other than the Floyd Mayweather fight, he's been legitimately in every fight. So it's been a fire fight with Andre Berto, okay, that he may have come up short in, all right? But other than that, Andre Berto for sure is a warrior. I think Andre Berto's a top tier welterweight. I don't think there's too many people that can refute that. And I look forward to Andre Berto stepping in the ring versus Shawn Porter. Now, moving on to Shawn Porter. Now, what more can we really say about Shawn Porter? You know, just to talk about him for a second. The guy's a former IBF champion. All right, he's been in there with Kell Brook. He's been in there with Keith Thurman. Okay, he's had competitive fights with both. Fights that have gone down the wire, split decision losses. Shawn Porter, he could argue that he won both against Keith Thurman and Kell Brook, which are his two losses. So, Shawn Porter, man, there's no way in hell, if you watch boxing, there's no way in hell that you can refute that he's a top welterweight. You know what I mean? So, just to talk about them briefly, I just wanted to kind of bring some light to both fighters, because this really is a terrific fight, and these are really accomplished fighters, and it really is a treat for us as boxing fans getting to see such a terrific fight on a Saturday on Showtime Championship Boxing, you know what I mean? Which isn't that bad. You know what I mean? They're not charging us pay-per-view for some shit like that, unlike other competitors, other cable providers. They want to charge pay-per-view for a decent fight. You know what I mean? But whatever. We're not going to talk about them. You know what I mean? So we're getting to see a good fight. Now, with all that being said, let me go ahead and get into my predictions on this fight, okay? All right, now, my prediction... To me, this fight can either go in one of two ways, okay? I either think that this fight is going to end up a knockout via Andre Berto knocking out Shawn Porter, or I think it's going to go to a decision via Shawn Porter, okay? Now, let me explain my piece. Now, let's talk about the knockout via Andre Berto, because I know a lot of people are going to have a problem with that. So, let me start with that, okay? I think that let me start off by saying I believe Andre Berto has a much better chance of knocking out Shawn Porter than Shawn Porter has of knocking out Andre Berto. Just pay attention to the knockout record, okay? Or the knockout ratio. Andre Berto has a higher knockout ratio, but not only that, Andre Berto has legitimate one-punch knockout power, okay? And I feel like a lot of people miss that. Andre Berto has legitimate one-punch knockout power. Okay, why do I say this? Let's look at the fight versus Josecito Lopez. Andre Berto was losing the entire fight. He hits Josecito Lopez, okay? With one shot, it's over, all right? How do you go from losing to winning the fight unless you have one-punch knockout power? Now, that's not the only example of Andre Berto connecting with a single shot and turning an entire fight around. Look at the Victor Ortiz fight. In my opinion, I think he was losing against Victor Ortiz. Andre Berto connects with one single shot and ends the entire fight. Okay? That's my example when I say one-punch knockout power. And I don't want it to be confused with what a lot of people perceive to be one-punch knockout power. Okay? Because a lot of people, including Keith Thurman himself, believe that he has one-punch knockout power, but that's not true. Keith Thurman has to hurt his opponents okay, a few times before he's able to get him out of there via attrition. But Andre Berto, like I made in my examples, was able to hurt his opponents with one single shot. And we all know it has to be one single shot, because when you analyze Andre Berto's style, he doesn't throw combinations. All his punches come in one. All right? So Andre Berto has legitimate one-punch knockout power. And then when you couple his legitimate power with the fact that Shawn Porter has an aggressive charging style, all right? And in his aggressive charging style, he tends to be very lax defensively. Okay, come in with his hands down, coming in rushing, okay, stepping in really fast, okay, being defensively irresponsible. When you couple that with the one-punch knockout power of Andre Berto, that could easily attribute in a knockout, okay? So I'm calling this one early on. I believe if this fight ends in a knockout, it could be in the first 7 rounds, Andre Berto knocking out Shawn Porter. I easily see this happening. A lot of people are missing this, but I easily see this happening. Now, on the other hand, if this fight goes 12, I see Shawn Porter easily winning a 12-round unanimous decision. I mean, point blank period. When you look at the styles, Shawn Porter's the workman guy, okay? He's the attrition guy. He's the punches and bunches guy versus the not so many punches guy. The high work rate versus the low work rate. If Andre Berto's not able to hurt Shawn Porter, okay, and he can't connect with anything decent, he's just going to, frankly, just straight up get outworked. Okay, it's going to be a repeat of Adrian Broner versus Shawn Porter. Okay, it's pretty much what it's going to be. All right, Andre Berto's going to get outworked. He doesn't possess the necessary boxing skills in order to be able to avoid Shawn Porter and be able to fight him at the distance that he wants to fight him at. Okay, not only that, but his arm length isn't that long and he's not that tall. They're about the same height. So how is he going to be able to maintain distance like how he should? Not only that, but Andre Berto, when you analyze his style, he's not an outboxer. He doesn't have that skill set. Okay, so if you don't have the skill set to be able to fight Shawn Porter from the outside, okay, you're not really an inside fighter. Okay, how are you going to be able to keep Shawn Porter on the outside? And then how are you going to fight somebody who's a natural inside fighter on the inside? You can't really do it. So Andre Berto is going to be at a strategic disadvantage in a 12-round fight. So he needs to take every opportunity to be able to end this fight before the 12 rounds is up. And I legitimately think that Andre Berto has the ability to do that. I really do. All right. But we will see. We will see tonight. We will see tonight. Let me know what you guys think. Hit it up in the comment section below. You can also hit me up on Facebook. Box minus sign die. You can also hit me up on Twitter, Box X or X die. And I'm gonna be live tonight on Twitter, so definitely like the Twitter. I'm gonna be talking my shit on Twitter. But Box X or X die on Twitter. But until next time, it's your boy D Dynamite signing out. Holla at your motherfucking boy.